Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to Soundline. My name is James, and today we are talking about Technics' brand new lifestyle-oriented active speaker. These are the SC-CX700. So I just wanted to do a quick video on these guys because they are a new product from Technics. These are an active speaker, as I say, so for those of you who don't know, what that means is each of these speakers takes a power cable as opposed to speaker cables. So it's just plugged into power. You don't need an amplifier to drive them. The amplifier is built into the back of each of these. They are streaming speakers, which means you can play Spotify, Tidal, Qobuz, TuneIn Radio, all of the big brands of streaming it works with through Technics' app. And it's also got ARC built in, so you can plug a TV into them. It's got a phono input, so you can plug a turntable into it. It's got a line level input, so you can plug a CD player into it. It's basically absolutely everything all rolled into one package. The advantage being that you don't need to have an amplifier with speaker wires. They wirelessly communicate between each other, and also you can do it with wired. If you want to get the full benefit of high-res streaming, 24-bit 192 kilohertz, you want to run an Ethernet cable between these two. But if you can't do that for some reason, like you're putting them either side of a doorway or something like that, they will communicate wirelessly, but capped at maximum 96 kilohertz streaming rate. So just bear that in mind if you're wanting to use these for hi-fi speakers. They are really good looking in my opinion. They come in 3 finishes. This is called terracotta. It's a really nice kind of rusty orange red color. Comes in a light gray, which is kind of like white, but a little bit darker, as well as a charcoal, which is like black. And this is a suede material. It's really, really nice. Front ported down the bottom, which means that you can push these right up hard against a wall and it will port out the front without any flutter going on behind the speakers. Yeah, they're just little Swiss Army knives. They do absolutely everything and they go really, really loud. I've just also noticed this morning, this is kind of a small detail, but I've just noticed how these amplifiers and these speakers handle heat. So there's a vent on the top of them for heat to escape. But just this morning I noticed there's actually tiny little inlet vents on the bottom either side of each speaker so that natural convection cooling can occur and allow cold air to be sucked in the sides and vented at the top without the need for fans or anything that might make a noise. They're a concentric design, which means that the mid bass is surrounding the tweeter. That's always a win in my book. I think the concentric design speakers always result in really clear dialogue. That's going to help a lot if you're listening to TV through these, since you're creating a phantom center. So looking at the back of the primary unit here, one big advantage, something they thought about quite like, is they put a left-right assign on here, which means if you want to have this one here, which has got the controls and the connections and everything like that, on the right, you can do that. You can just flick the switch to put it in right mode, or if you've got it on the left, you flick the switch back to left. So that makes it nice and easy. You've got a subwoofer output, so if you want to plug a wired subwoofer into it of some kind, you absolutely can. You can turn it on in the settings. IEC inlet for power. PS link, so this is the cable, the RJ45 Ethernet cable that you would use to link the two of them if you want to play them in full bandwidth, 192, 24-bit full range, high definition streaming. You got your HDMI ARC input, USB-C input, so you can plug a computer into it and use these as a DAC. You got your wired LAN Ethernet inlet in case you, in the event you can do wired LAN, it's always better than Wi-Fi. Optical input for a TV. A aux input, which is a 3.5mm jack, so if you want to plug a CD player in, you will need a RCA to 3.5mm cable, but that's not too hard to source. And then phono input, right, left, and ground. So on the top of it, you've got 4 tactile buttons. This is on the main unit, by the way. Only one of these speakers has these things because the second speaker is kind of like its slave, and you'll see what I mean in a second. So you've got a simple on-off power button, simple mute button, volume up and down, and then these things along the top here, this writing with the LEDs indicates what mode it is on. So at the moment it's showing I'm on aux. And as you turn the volume up and down, the LEDs double as showing the volume. See, if I do it from the app, it slides up and down like that. So yeah, just a quick overview of the top. Really simple, really easy to use. You can tell by looking at it, obviously it's got all of its net streaming services. It's got Bluetooth built in, optical input, HDMI input, USB input, auxiliary line level, and phono. Like a lot of Technics' amplifiers, it has space tune built into it, which means you can stand there with your microphone, the speakers will make a bunch of popping and squealing sounds, and it will measure the response of the room and actually adjust the EQ of the speakers to suit that room. So I'm just going to do a calibration on these speakers because I haven't calibrated them for this room yet. So if I just click settings on these speakers, and then we've got space tune. At the moment, you've got like presets, so you've got free, wall, corner, inner shelf mode. Those are kind of predetermined EQs that Technics have come up with. You can also type in manually some distances from the walls and corner of each speaker, or you can do it with a measurement. So if I click measure newly, we click next, it asks me to rotate my phone so that the microphone's facing the right way, and I click start measurement. That's it, it's done. Now I can flip my phone back. Now we'll go back and hit play on that music and see what kind of difference we heard. Whoa, already. So yeah, that's our quick wee video on these new active speakers from Technics, guys. I'm really impressed with them. I think they're going to be an awesome addition to our lineup. I should say, like, you know, part of the reason I love these so much, I think they're great value for money. They are 4,500 New Zealand, and for everything you get, that is really good value. If you had to do this the other way around with a pair of speakers and an amplifier and a streamer and everything else, I think it would be possible to come up with something for the same sort of price, but this is a really nice all-in-one solution that saves you a lot of wires and management and that sort of thing. They do come with grills, just magnetic ones that just magnetize on like that, so if you don't like the silver as much, you can cover them up for the full fabric look. Come down and have a listen to them. I think you'll really enjoy them. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll catch you in the next one.